What's up? How are you? I am Diddy Love. Thank you for stopping by. Drop down there, hit like, dislike, subscribe, and share if you care. The dislike counts too. Okay. Today we're here to talk about Lori Harvey versus Boosie, or rather Boosie versus Lori Harvey. Boosie, Mr. Negativity, Mr. Always Gets a Pass. Mr. Eventually they're going to get in that ass. Okay. Here's the thing I noticed about entertainers. They do a lot of things, especially black entertainers, but they always come back to haunt you. Boosie says a lot and does a lot. Now, Boosie is the same rapper who went out and said that, he teaches his 8 and 9 year old little cousins and nephews and children and sons and any child he comes in contact with how to put on rubbers. Right. Now, why would you be teaching a child some shit like that at 8 years old? Huh? Who would they be performing sexual acts on? Other minors, correct? Other, like, probably 6 year old children or 5 year old little girls who come in contact with these young men because their Uncle Boosie is teaching them disgusting things. Right. He's raising what? Predators? And molesters like himself? Okay. So, also, children do molest. Children do get charged with sexual assault. Okay. So be careful what you're teaching your children and what you're exposing them to. Boosie's disgusting. He also had his 12-year-old and 13-year-old son and nephew raped. Right. He paid for a prostitute, a full grown 30-something-year-old prostitute. I believe he said she was 38, to give them oral sex. And he said this out loud on Vlad TV. And these words, I promise you all, will come back to haunt him. Yes. So, anywho, see, and a lot of people think that people love them and people respect them while they're out here saying things and doing things that are unacceptable, because this is the way of the world. You can say and do whatever you want. Right. You can, but it doesn't mean there are not going to be any consequences. Always keep that in the back of your mind. Do you really mean what you say? Are you really saying what you mean? Huh? Can you stand by this? Because if not, don't say it. Seriously, think before you speak. Have an edit button. Don't say it. So, anywho, so Boosie says that Michael B. Jordan, because Michael B. Jordan and Lori Harvey are now dating. And he said that only a simp like Michael B. Jordan would date Lori Harvey because she's a pass around. She's dated several men. Now, mind you, she dated moguls, okay? Not just random bums on the street, or mediocre guys or whatever, like established men who have things to offer, right? Lori Harvey is a young lady with options, and a lot of women do not understand that they have options. There's another lady that they drag around. Her name is B. Simone, because she has a way of thinking, and she says things like, I don't want to date a man who doesn't make $100,000 a year, things like that, and people attack her for that. It's okay if that's what you think and that's what you believe, but we all need to have some kind of standards, period. But Boosie has 10 baby mamas and 10 children, never married. So I don't think he should be speaking on why Michael B. Jordan is the only type of dude who would be marrying anyone, because you didn't find anyone honorable, or no one found you lovable. I don't know which one it was, but 10 baby mamas and 10 children. And one of the mothers, he had her brother killed. And I heard her say that herself on some vlog I was listening to like 2 years ago. So he's a scummy kind of dude, but he's judging Lori Harvey. And what I want to know, women, this question is really for the women. Why do we allow men to do that? Men, and we do it to each other. Like, women are quick to call other women whores and sluts. Like, I was on Lovely T.I. and she's, in her title, it said, Lori, how many bodies does Lori Harvey have? Or something to that effect. And like, why does it matter? Why does it matter? A lot of women are stuck in their life right now with bad dick. Like I said, with men who don't want them, who don't want shit to do with them, who barely speak to them. Some people are married to people who don't even live with them. For the sake of what? They consider you a good woman when you accept abuse, like Tiny, and, but now we don't know if she was abused or abuser. This shit is going both ways with them too. But, when you put up with bullshit, when you allow your man to do whatever he wants, like, what's her name? Reginae Carter. YNF Lucci is locked up, and what they said, oh, she gonna hold him down. I think he's out now, but when he was locked up, they was like, oh, because he was looking at a life bid, he murdered someone allegedly, or is in concert or whatever. But she was gonna hold him down and ride him out, and that makes her a good woman. That makes her a fucking idiot. Seriously, that makes her an idiot. Make no mistake about it, ladies. Don't do that to yourselves. Um, if a man is in prison for life, you're never going to date anybody else again. You're not going to have an actual relationship with someone else. You're not going to move on. I'm not saying don't write a brother letters and put something on his book and possibly visit him occasionally. But what I'm saying is that you're going to shut your life down and follow some man to be a down ass bitch. Are you crazy? We have to follow the legends that we believe that come out of the hood. You know, that's right up there with the don't snitch type of bullshit. You know what I mean? That destroys your neighborhood. You know, holding men down while they're in prison for 40 years. What is that doing to your life, huh? You're in jail as well. You're in prison as well, right? You're mentally locked up. Seriously, if you every weekend you're taking a bus ride 10 hours away to visit some man for 3 hours, what does that do to your psyche? What about your children? What are you thinking? Okay, but women, we have allowed men to put these stereotypes on us and say all kind of nasty things. And like I said, women do it to each other because the parallel is that women will call you a whore and all kind of things, but in the same breath, the first thing they yell out when they're arguing with a woman is, "You can't get a man. Nobody want to F you." Right. So which one is it? Do we get effed or do we not? You know what I mean? Do you satisfy your own needs or do what feels good to you, or do you worry about what other people are thinking? Because Boosie is not in a place to think that way. However, he's a representation of the many, many, many men out there. It is what it is. That's why he's so popular and he's able to continuously say these things, you know? But ladies, also keep in mind that a man will bring up your vagina. A man that you haven't slept with in over fucking 35 years will bring up your vagina. You may not have slept with this motherfucker in 40 years and you could be off living your life with someone new that you just married or whatever, and you run into some motherfucker out of the blue or whatever. But a motherfucker will say to a person, "Oh, I slept with her," and that's okay. You know, it will disrespect you and degrade you that way. Remember Notori Horton, the girl from Power, the lady from Power who plays Tasha. I forget who the guy she used to date like 16, what was it, 15 years ago or something like that. And he came out and discussed the size of her vagina, and that was okay. Right. So this is why I want to say that the Me Too movement is okay too. Right. So if a man can talk about your vagina that he hasn't seen, tasted, smelled, touched, nothing in 30 years, 10 years, 15 years, 5 years, I don't give a damn if it was 2 weeks ago. Like, dude, you know, that's rude. You know, because women aren't generally doing that to men, but there are men that is what they do. If they slept with you, they want the world to know it. Who knows why, but it's rude, it's disrespectful. Like, dude, you're sad and you're tired and you're lonely and you're depressed and you need to get some new puss. If you're talking about a woman you slept with 30 years ago, that shit should never come up in conversation. 10 years ago, 12, this should never come up in conversation. Why are you doing that? And men do it. But men are allowed to do that. But in the same breath, when a woman comes up and says, you know what? This person violated me and touched me in a disrespectful way, and that Me Too movement started moving, it's the women who are really having a problem with the Me Too, Well, oh, I don't believe in that and I don't think this. No, you don't believe in that and think that on the man's side, but yet it's okay for a man to bring your pussy up after 30 years. He can bring your pussy up and talk about you in the media and in the news and say whatever, but you can't say how you was violated. How is that okay? That's what I'm saying. Yeah, let me know. So yes, again, so you know, Boosie feels like Lori Harvey, she's no good, she's washed up. Really? And again, the same situation happened with 50 Cent and Cuban Link, his girlfriend. Remember, he broke up with her. I believe Meek Mill has said some slick shit about her, right? And he dumped her, but I see he got back together with her because he just gave her like a new Lamborghini and some shit for her birthday. But you got to watch 50 Cent because remember when he was with Sierra, he had gave her a Lamborghini too, and when they broke up, he took it back. Ladies, get it in your name. It ain't yours if it's not in your name. Remember that shit. Okay. Fellas too, somebody give you a gift or you paying a car note for somebody and it's supposed to be your car, put it in your name. If it's not in your name, it's not yours. If you can't get it in your name, then it needs to be a hoopty, get a used one. Whatever it is, it needs to be in your name. Understand that. All right. But yes, men are disrespectful and rude and will bring up your punani whenever they feel like it to whomever they feel like it, discuss it whenever, wherever, however. So therefore, I feel like, yeah, Me Too is in order. Me Too is acceptable. Like if a woman feels that she was violated and somebody did something disrespectful to her, she has every right to bring it up because they bring it up. We have to get out of that mindset. We have to stop following what men think and what men say. Because men are disrespectful, ladies, and we are disrespecting each other every day. I hear it. It's disgusting, you know, every single day. And then even the name calling of the boxes, you know what I mean? And all of this and that. And the allowing of gay men. Gay men talk about your box. Straight men talk about the box. Women talking about the box. Like women, where do we draw the line and cut this shit out and stop talking about each other? Everybody else is doing it enough. We don't need to. Let's cut that shit. All right, drop down and leave your comments and let me know what you think. Like, does Boosie have a valid point? Should Boosie even be speaking on this situation at all? Why is Michael B. Jordan a simp for dating somebody that he finds beautiful and interesting and who doesn't have any children and who has education and whatever it is that she does that he finds attractive in her? Huh? Why is that? Why is it that when women date black men, they have to be the Virgin Mary? Does anybody know the answer to that? You know, this woman has to be a virgin, untouched. Even though this same mentality of Boosie is what? Threesomes and sleeping with all kind of women, teaching your 8 and 9-year-old children how to have sex and put on condoms. But in the same breath, you're saying that a woman who gets around is no good and she's used and she's dirty. So who are these young men using these condoms on? Each other? Somebody tell me what is really good and what's going on. It's all a contradiction. We have to be careful, like I said, to hood legends and myths because it's a bunch of bullshit. Deuces.